let's go ahead and talk about them Gators, man.
Super intelligent Gators.
Everybody out there waiting for that Lion King, but these Gators are like, bitch, we here already. Mm-hmm. Chris, don't be angry, man. Look at all these wonderful items that we have here. Yeah. How can you get mad, Chris, at that classic black tee with the white logo? Oh, shit, the Daywalker. Look, when Blade is wearing that, Blade, come here.
Endorsed by Blade.
Yeah, endorsed by Blade. Good, look at this, man, behind you. We got other items here. Of course, we got the many different varieties of shirts. Hey, it's still in here, man. I don't even know when it's going away. It must be popular. I have no idea when this is going away. The phone covers, the coffee cups, the baby tees. See, man, we catching them young, Martin. I just mentioned to you, just told you a little while ago, how we are staying independent, how we are staying free to do what we want, how we run this business any which way we want to because of you. Don't have to depend on any ads, no one else's platform. That's because you subscribe, you donate, and you pretty much body actually been kind of living in harmony with people.
Yeah.
And then that storm hit, and they like, shit, ain't no police around. Shit, we gonna eat these motherfuckers.
That's their Super Bowl victory.
Well, they're prehistoric, they're cold-blooded. They know how to lie in wait.
Oh, yeah.
Just wait and wait and wait for the right moment.
I'm telling you, man, for no reason, alligators just lost their fucking minds one day. They just waited for a storm to hit. They waited for them laws to leave town. And they said, shit, we about to have a buffet up in here. Oh, yeah. And that is where we get into it with Crawl. It's a story of Haley. Now, what is Haley's name? The actress is. She's from
Kaylee Salcato, who was in the Maze Runner series.
No, he's my man. Like you.
That's what she got. Sudoku, whatever her name is. I don't know.
Sudoku.
Whatever.
You say you just messed up. Kaylee.
Yeah, don't slander her because you can't pronounce it.
Kaylee Sardonicus.
You didn't know either.
That's why I asked. I didn't try to say that shit though. Kaya Scodelario.
I got the K right.
You did. Yeah, that's about it. You got one letter right. But Kaya Scodelario plays Haley, and Haley, she is going into town when they tell, and that's again, and see that's what these gators are talking about. They say, you know what? It's gonna be some dumb white people coming to this town when the hurricane is going on. We're going by horror movie logic. Not we're talking about white people stereotypes. You should be mad about. These gators say, you know what? We're in a horror movie. There's a hurricane going on. Some dumb white people come to town when people tell them not to do it. And
nobody will even miss them.
Yeah, nobody will even miss them, man. Her dad is missing, and she oh shit. Yeah. Her dad is missing. She's like, now you know, maybe I should go and find him. Now she's just being a good daughter. Yeah. Meanwhile, dad is dumb as they telling people to leave town, and dad's under the house trying to fix wires and shit. People just like, man, this house is not going to even be here.
Yeah, it's in the middle of a hurricane. Yeah, that's why he's fixing all this. You know, in the flood zone, like it's going to be underwater.
People say, man, this house is not going to even exist. You trying to fix this shit.
I'm sure it's set up to make people go like, that's all those dumb people in those storm areas with the floods, and they stay, and this is what happens to them. That's what they get. And most of the time, people stay because they can't afford to leave.
Well, no, they could afford to leave. Yeah. They're just too stupid to leave.
No, I'm telling you, a lot of people just cannot afford to just pack up and move.
Martin, this ain't this movie. I know you're talking about, you're talking about life.
I know.
I'm talking about gator-eating movies.
This movie is making other people who go like, see, that's all of them.
Yeah, well, that ain't this movie, Martin.
No, not these characters.
No, not these characters. That's why they call it Crawl, because fathers under the house doing some dumb shit trying to fix it.
The state of Florida has issued a Category 5 hurricane warning.
And he says, so what?
and
who cares? I'm still going to fix that. He's under the house trying to fix it. She's trying to save him. There's gators out there trying to get them. And so they're forced to crawl, not only to get away from these gators, but to crawl and get him out before the bottom of the house actually floods and they drown, or they don't get swept away. So there's a lot going up against these folks. Will they survive? Well, we can't tell you that, but we can tell you whether the movie's any good or not, and we'll do that after we watch the trailer to Crawl.
Oh my God, what happened?
Did you hear that? Hello.
Even she's like, God damn! She's like, whoa!
He got deep blue sea.
Yeah.
Come on, you son of a bitch!
I'm not telling you if this is good or bad, but I'm gonna tell you something about this movie that when I was out, I was like, well, damn, if nothing else, they kept it simple. I imagine that this is by design. With this film, they say what you see is exactly what you get in this trailer. Alligators try to eat people stuck in a hurricane. That is it.
Yeah.
There ain't no twist. There's nothing deep or complicated with this whole thing with these alligators and why they're eating people. There's no explanation for it. There's no big environmental message on why these alligators are going crazy. It's not because climate change is driving them insane or we built condos on their habitat or something.
And they weren't experimental alligators that
They,
were given human
they
brains.
don't have like human brains and lizard bodies and shit.
That'd be good. That'd be a good twist.
The twist is not like this is Jurassic Park or some shit at the end.
No genetic tampering, just straight up Florida alligators.
Just it, man. They don't. Yeah, they don't even give a reason why these alligators are attacking, man. Like I said, I mean, there's no reason for this except for if you're stupid enough to stay here in a hurricane, you deserve to die. Just like you said.
What they established is that Florida, much like the cabin from Evil Dead, is also its own horror setting.
Yes. Yeah.
That.
It's like don't live here, and they do kind of establish why the alligators are so aggressive through visual storytelling.
They do.
And they indicate what it is in the trailer too.
Yeah. No, they do. But why they even chose to do this? Why they did is like the only thing you have to say is like. Even alligators in Florida are on a whole other crazy level. It's just they do kind of explain, and what I like about it is like they don't have anybody come out and say this is why they're so crazy. No, you either get it or you don't.
Because these are goddamn dinosaurs. That's why they've existed for over 100 million years, and we should be living in the same environment that they are in. What I like about this film is that it's just a simple survival story. It's going back to basics, and you got two lead actors who are completely invested in it or selling the entire concept. I like it that how just like dirty this movie is, and how they're just like they are literally crawling through shit and muck and drain water and sewer water, and they're selling it because of that. They're selling the concept, what they're doing.
Yeah.
And how over the top it is. It works in that way.
Because that's the thing, man. It's a disaster movie, and it's a horror movie. And it's it's also a thriller. They've managed in a very simple, straightforward film to put in a lot of kind of little subgenres that closely relate to each other. These people, they stayed back, and I don't care if they did it because they had a good reason. Haley cares about Dad. I don't care because Dad is just dumb. The thing is, they out here. They gonna die anyway. So why waste all this good meat that we got?
I will say, I think they do establish a good enough reason for why she's going out there. Dad might be an idiot, but for her, the reason why she's out there and why other people are out there too, it's like you could see this kind of stuff happening on the news. And as ridiculous as it might be, he's like, yeah, I believe that. I can see how this would happen in Florida.
Dad is the only one. Barry Pepper.
Yeah. I was trying to remember his last name.
Yeah.
So both of them were in The Maze Runner.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's right. Both of them were in The Maze Runner. That's probably how they got. Barry Pepper's like, hey, look, I need a job.
It looks like they're not going to do a fourth one. So
And those Saving Private Ryan checks are not coming in anymore.
Barry Pepper's like, man, I was counting on the last Maze Runner movie. They're not doing that shit, please. That's what I'm saying, man. It's like a lot of things in there, and they all work together. They all have their moment, and I like movies like that where they combine, like, wow, as if it's not enough to worry about this one thing.
Yeah.
Now we got to worry about shit.
The elements.
I got to worry about alligators. Now I got to worry about the weather. And they do. Haley does have a very good reason to go out there, and everybody that's out there is. Even if it's for reasons that they shouldn't be out there, it's a reason.
Yeah.
That they have. Nobody in this movie is dumb. Okay. Nobody's doing dumb things. And for the most part, people, they're like us. Who would have known these alligators would be going fucking crazy like this?
Sure.
Yeah.
Out here in the middle, of an area where, yeah, we've seen them. Shit, hell, I say hi to an alligator every day. What's up, Fred? Hey.
They established that they live in the area just through signs everywhere, like danger. This is an alligator eating frenzy right here.
And they thought those alligators were playing. Hey, Fred, hey, what's going on, mate? Now, if a hurricane hit, I'm gonna eat your ass. I know, man.
agitated.
Well, it just sounds like the genocide in Rwanda, where your next door neighbor
Yeah.
decides, like, all right, it's on. I get to eat you, and then afterwards, like, hey man, I hope we're gonna still be cool after I cut your arm off.
Yeah, if I don't eat you and shit you out first, And I don't know if gators really do this, but they just stay in the shadows and they just cut on like these like laser beam eyes. Its eyes are all red, and they just sit back, just growling, just telling, I'm still here, just looking at people. But
They can detect you through movement.
Yeah.
That's what I was.
Yeah.
They do a good job of explaining through Barry Pepper's kind of like exposition of what alligators can do. They typically have bad eyesight, except they can see you in the dark and like very dark environments, which makes sense because they're in the crawl space of the basement.
Yeah.
So that makes them dangerous. They're really attracted to sound and make effective use of that in the film. Like,
Yeah.
They really do a good job of explaining throughout like the course of the movie what these alligators' abilities are.
yeah,
Well, it sounds it goes along with what you see in nature documentaries when they're in watering holes and taking out wildebeest. The way they'll just sit there and just lock on one.
they
Multiple ones too.
Yeah, they are the biggest motherfuckers that just make the least sound.
Oh yeah, because they're like they'll wait you out. They'll say, "Hey, I'm just a log. I'm
Yeah.
not even moving."
Yeah, they will do
And then
that.
suddenly,
It's there's no big character development here either. It's like with like the different alligators, they ain't got different personalities. No,
there's not one called Blue.
no, ain't one called no. They don't like tag team each other to help out each other and shit. No, they're just big, bigger, and hungry. That's it. Barry Pepper in the movie, his biggest personality trait, he's hurt. He's just on the ground. Oh, Haley! Oh God! That's him, right? And then Haley herself, their biggest character development, she swims fast.
Okay.
And that's gonna be, and of course they spend the whole first 5 minutes of the movie just laying that out. She's on the swim team. She's a great swimmer, so that there's gonna be this action scene where she's gonna be like out swimming 5 alligators probably later on in the film.
Which is smart. So that prevents people from critiquing the fact you can't outrun that goddamn thing. It's like, no, she can. It's like, oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest amount of character development that you're gonna get in the movie, which normally that would be a bad thing, but like I said, man, this movie's an hour and 27 minutes.
Yep, doesn't waste time. 20 minutes in, that's when you see all the action.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they got to set up what they have to. We got a premise to get done with, and we're gonna get right to it.
Everybody, let's get on.
Yeah, and they're playing with so many different. As I said, they're playing with so many different elements that they got to kind of juggle all this stuff, and they don't want to waste time on this, man. It's not a movie that needs to be 2 hours long, and they know that. That's good. They know that.
I like that. I like that idea.
It moves so quickly. The alligators don't even get a big intro. Man, when we first seen, like right here, we first seen an alligator, we were all like, God damn! Shit!
Y'all didn't want to set this up.
When Haley's attacked by an alligator, we like, run, girl, run! But in the movie, they don't get, it is probably the most anticlimactic intro I've ever seen. Like, Haley crawls in there and she hears her dad, and her dad is like, oh yeah, Haley, you looking good. And by the way, be careful. There's an alligator out there. And it's like, no, there's a T-Rex out there. And they're like, well, shit, we're in Florida, man. Everything is crazy here. They kind of established that they're used to seeing alligators, and this is Florida, and this is something that they probably have seen alligators out in the open, maybe not this aggressive. So it's not a big deal for them, which kind of I think that kind of really adds to the movie for me, because I don't want to see people get really over dramatic about this. Oh God, the gators, they're fighting in patterns, and all that. It's just kind of like they're animals, and really the people just kind of like, listen, we don't have time to be over dramatic. We gotta get the out of here. If it ain't for the gators, we're gonna drown. We'll panic later. Let's just move.
Right. Yeah, the gators are just waiting. Then let the elements kill you first, because we can wait as long as we can. You're gonna soften you up that hurricane. That's what it is.
Yeah, I guess they're kind of like, well, shit. At least Florida man ain't here.
Oh, you would have killed those gators.
He would have those gators. You would have seen them. He would have seen a Florida man riding a gator to go get a 6-pack.
He would have saved them.
What they get right here, and what's really impressive, is the CG.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised because this is a low budget movie, about like $13 million. And you could tell where the money went into the practical effects scene with what they do with the water inside the house. Yeah. But then also all of it went to the gators. And they do some really fun things with them. Some stuff that's over the top, but it's appropriate for this kind of film because they established how kind of exaggerated it needs to be. Yeah. But no, they do a great job with the gators and how they eat people, how they take them out. Oh my God.
They one dude up. They
how badly?
Nothing left.
It's like somebody it's like if you could put a person in a garbage disposal.
Oh,
they're still alive.
Yeah. It's like it was like you put somebody in a blender. They just tore his ass up.
Going in every which direction.
Yeah.
Twisting them around.
You do not want to do the alligator tango. Because they would take your ass and twirl, and you'll be missing a limb.
Which is accurate to gators.
Yeah. No, they one dude up. Yeah, and I'm sitting in I am sitting in in Anaheim. You know, I'm sitting in there with strangers. I don't know anybody there. And one of those gators, they fucked that dude up so bad, and it was such a cool death. Me and this dude, who I won't ever see again in my life, we were both like, whoa! And I looked at him, he's like, whoa! And I was like, yeah, I know. About didn't he? I'm not lying to you, man. Some dude I didn't even know. That's how bad and they don't. It's
strangers will bond over how badly.
Strangers will bond over death quick. Mm-hmm. And I gotta tell you, man, it's not heavy on gore. Like you said, it's a low budget.
It's a low budget, but they use sound very effectively. So you hear them tearing the flesh and ripping the bones out of the sockets and seeing all that. They do a good job with that.
Yeah,
the screams of these people
in
pain, horrific.
Oh yeah, the sound of not only the sound of them attacking, but the sound of the injuries, man. Yeah, bones just snap. But the sounds of the gators themselves. Listen, you know these gators. What's cool about this animation? This CGI animation is that it doesn't feel like animation.
It looks good, at least from these clips.
And I don't know. Maybe I haven't read up on it. Maybe I know they didn't train these alligators to act. And I
go through after the shoot. The alligator puts a hat and a tie on.
Yeah, I'll be at craft services. They have weight. Their muscles move as they should, convincingly. None of this feels like, you know how you see CG animation and it feels like a cartoon.
Yeah, they're too fluid or too rubbery.
Yeah, this does not feel like an animated cartoon. This feels like you're watching a nature documentary where they just film people getting killed. Wow. Sometimes
they do. Yeah, they do a great way of conveying just how big they are because they bump into stuff and they can't fit through things. And you could see how like the environment itself is moving around them or trying to, like it buckles under their weight. So they do a good job with that.
It's the attacks that are scary because it's like you said, Martin. You hit it right there. A gator, they would take their sweet time, man.
Yeah.
Don't ever have to go nowhere with a gator because they would take this. They would.
Can we leave now?
Bitch, move me. Go when I'm ready to go. They would take their time. And they do that because they see their victims and they take it slow. They're like, well, where you gonna go? We know how there's only one way this is gonna end. We can be here all day. I'm gonna go for a swim, but when you come back, I'll still be here. But the moment that what's funny is the moment that something looks like it's gonna get away, that's when they'll get up and get that big ass and start moving. They're like, oh shit, this bitch found a hole. Come here. When they move, that's when it gets scary, man. And because they're sneaky too.
Yeah.
It's like they move quickly, they move fast, and sometimes you can't hear them. It's like and that's probably the only horror movie trope that's going on here because you're dealing with big ass alligators, man, and they ain't making no sounds at all.
They kind of explain that. With the fact that the hurricane is happening, the rushing water and the rain, so it'd be even more difficult to hear that, especially when in the crawl space in the basement where all that sound is just reverberating all around you. It's disorienting, and also disorienting for them, but that's why I think it's easy for them to sneak up on these people, and you kind of buy into that.
Yeah.
Well, that is sort of their mode of attack, is that they're always so slow, and you think that even if I saw it coming, I can move out of the way, but once they speed up, because they say they can outrun you on land.
Yeah, they can. Yep.
They're very fast.
Yeah. Well, think I saw one of them gators wearing Nikes, man. Just running after people, man. It was
do it.
just do it. just eat it. But no, I think what it was is that I can like you're saying, that's their mode of attack. I get that. I think what it was for me is that they showed how they're working, and you said it, how they're working in these small confines and these small spaces,
Yes.
and they make a lot of noise and they move around. There's not, at least in some parts, when you get them out in the open and they're swimming, no, you don't hear anything at all. But in the confined space of this house, especially the bottom of it, I thought that you would be able to hear it more. But, because that's, there are parts where they really go down to straight out, horror movie tropes of. It's like you said. What'd you tell me over Sky?
These alligators are the Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees of alligators.
Yeah. They just teleport out of nowhere.
They do.
Come here, Pete. Need your coffee? Pete, you hear that?
Okay.
He never found Pete.
That big ass gator didn't even make a splash.
Well, maybe he was deep under the water already. Just looking up at him the whole time. As soon as your attention goes away.
Hey, Pete, there's 2 gators down here. No, there's not. It's okay.
Copy.
One gator.
Okay, now, first of all, old dude didn't even help himself. He deserved what he got. You in a horror movie. There's no horror movie. You know better. In any horror movie, you do not stand in front of an empty doorway. You don't stand in front of a hole and just look to the side. When you do that, it's always going to be a knife that comes out, a hand that grabs you, or a gator. Come here, motherfucker. There's a part in here where Haley, she's actually like hiding somewhere, trying to wait to get out. And there's a lightning flash, and there's just a gator just sitting there with his mouth wide open, like, yeah, see this? See these teeth?
That was his machete moment, just raising it and bringing it down.
He's like, yeah, bitch, just was waiting on you right here. Maybe he's just gargling his mouth. Maybe he just had Lister Man or something.
Wait for her to accidentally step into it.
These alligators really are more aggressive than I think alligators are in life. I mean, and they do that for the sake of, being a horror movie. They're really aggressive, man. And it gets to a point where you don't even think that they're just doing this to eat people. They're like a gang. They're just out here just being assholes. Hurricane is that hurricane is hitting, man.
It's used to great effect in how it destroys the environment around them, and how the alligators aren't even in certain scenes because they're getting up too. They're like, oh shit, and they're getting out of the way because they see what's coming.
Yeah.
And so you're just letting the water be a horror element in this, and that's really fun. Like you said, it's part disaster movie too.
Yeah.
But it's not like over the top like something like Roland Emmerich. Of course, it's CGI and stuff, but it's like that. It's effective enough to where this really works.
Yeah,
fun
it's
with it.
funny too. And he's right. There's a scene where alligator is like just about to get his. He's about to get his victim, and a wave got him. You can see me like, I'm gonna get you, bitch.
We trying to hold on and everything.
He was trying to. I mean, that's one thing. They're determined, man.
They are, yeah.
Yeah, they are assholes. I mean, because they show some of the carcasses left, and they ain't even eat these dudes, man. They just.
But that's accurate to alligators. What they do is they'll tear you apart, or they'll do the death twirl underwater, and then they put you in some reeds or something and let you soften up and get bloated, and that's when they start eating you.
Nice.
So that's an explanation for it.
There are moments in here where Haley she gets chomped on, man.
Yeah.
In a
Dragging
way-
her around and everything.
There's a way. There are things that they do in here where they should kill her. Like I told you, man. When you heard me look this up, there are moments they do her like they did those dudes in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom when they fell down and those alligators ate them so quick they were like nothing but clothes left.
Yeah.
I like the way those alligators. I like the way they just put screams over there.
They're just having fun.
The alligator tangle. And they just,
Trolling around, those things.
they're just trying on those clothes, man.
This looks
How
good.
do I look?
Help me get the sleeve on.
Better on me than you.
What you see there, they do that to certain people in the movie, and people just come out with just, oh, it's just a cut. Haley gets chomped down so hard and so many times in this movie in ways that she should actually lose it. She should be nothing but a torso. by the end of this.
I can see that just from the clips.
Yeah, that's kind of the unbelievable thing, man. They like alligators, like big ones. They drag her away. They bite her arm, and you're like, there's no way she would get away from that. Yeah, I'm here. He actually answered the phone. You rain. Yeah. Going somewhere.
They've taken over the police station.
He's like calling somebody. Damn.
Just sitting there that whole time.
He just sitting there waiting. Who you talking to, girl? She got so scared her top jaw almost ran away.
Trying to act like them. I'm a gator. I can blend in.
Raw. See, I'm you, raw. No, you know that her leg would be gone.
Yeah, there's no more competitive swimming for her.
No, none, unless you want to go to the Special Olympics or some shit. Why not the one leg?
No.
One leg competition.
I did look up. I did look up.
All right, Professor.
Science facts of Chris.
Oh, here we go.
Typically, the bite of a gator will not like chomp the limb in half. What does it is when they thrash around and move like that.
Right.
They don't bite off; they rip it off.
But
So
they
your bone pops out.
But they did thrash around, and there's one part in here where they do that to somebody.
Yes.
Now that is convincing the
Yes,
way
it
they
is.
do it.
Yes, it is.
What's not convincing is that they pop somebody, they break somebody's arm in half, and somebody just like,
Yep.
oh, let me wrap this up in a tourniquet. No,
Totally fine.
You would be you would be in shock.
Yeah.
You would be gone.
Yeah.
The simplicity is the thing that's going to probably get to people, because I think that the simplicity in this is something that's a benefit to the film.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want this to end up being an amusement park ride at some point. I did think that there were times where they could push it a little bit better, or a little bit further. I thought the hurricane and the disaster stuff, I thought, man, maybe y'all could have done some more creative things with that. And that would have been cool if they had, but you are going into the area of, now we're doing some, like you say, Roland Emmerich, Michael Bay type thing. Yeah. And this is not really going into that area. They get you with some moments too, man. There's a dog in here, and I'm not saying this as a dog person either. But you don't want to see the dog get it, because the gators, sometimes you're not even worried about it. It's like, man, this dog's gonna get swept up by this water, and they do show a moment where that water gets that dog, and they show him going away. His legs are just.
That's an actual dog, but it looked like a stuffed dog. It's just how scared it was.
Yeah, it looked like a plastic yard prop or something. That dog didn't know what to do.
But listen, that dog was an effective actor, because every time they turned to that dog's face, like, why are we here? Why'd you bring me? I was perfectly safe where I was before. Why are we going outside?
He's like, that dog was pretty much telling Haley about her dad. I was trying to get this mother to leave, and he wouldn't do it. Now we got goddamn gators here. I think it's a lot of people are so. I mean, you know, maybe people still affected by Endgame, where they just used to seeing something keep going and going, because the movie, very simple and plain ending too. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but it's just, hey, look, it just is.
It's
Okay?
fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it's some. I know at the screening I was at, some people were like, that's it.
Yeah.
And they even got the crowd out, because once the credits came up, they're like, see you later, alligator. It's like,
They play Bill Haley in the comments.
yeah. And they're like, hey, if y'all waiting for an end credit screen, y'all waiting for Spider-Man to come up. No, y'all, hey, you better
That
go.
gator just rises from the top. Yeah. I'll get you next time, Haley.
Y'all, yeah. No, man, it's done. And
Yeah.
some people just kind of like, wow, that's it. And I thought I get it. Some people felt like, and I think it's probably another credit to the film, because I think people felt like they wanted more.
Yeah.
And some people are gonna feel like, I don't really know if I really feel like I got my money's worth with this. I mean, you gave me all the basics, and some people are not gonna be satisfied with the basics. Some people are gonna want this to go over the top. But I think a lot of times that people appreciate the thrills that they do get from this.
I think so. Yeah, but the theater that I was in, the audience was loving it.
It's silly in some parts with injuries and whatnot.
But it's on purpose, I think, too.
Yeah, and the movie's really self-aware too.
Oh, yeah, it needs to be. Again, Sam Raimi's not directing it, but you can feel his influence. You can feel that Evil Dead influence. Like, it's a serious subject, but we're going to have fun with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why it works so well.
Speaking of it being a serious subject, you think there's a problem with them releasing this movie this weekend when New Orleans is flooded?
I mean, they didn't know, so I mean, look, I don't think it's a problem. They planned to release this a long time ago. It already got released on Friday, and that hit. It's just like, hey man, it ain't like we caused the floods. Or
Unfortunate coincidence.
Now,
Right. Well, I mean, I know that they didn't plan it, but a lot of times that screws up movies. Like,
Sure.
Every time somebody had a movie with a plane going crashing around 9/11, they were like, "Sorry, you
changed it." Yeah, that's right.
yeah, I think I think Woody and Spider-Man had more effect on why this movie didn't do well.
Okay.
Or probably didn't do any big. Or if there was any effect on it at all, it would be it would be Toy Story and Spider-Man.
Okay.
But that's it, man. I mean, now in those floods, if gators start attacking, I'd be like, all right, somebody's marketing this shit.
Some mad
They go
scientist.
release some gators.
Yeah,
extra
the
gators out
studio put gators in there. Y'all know what to do. They might do a sequel, and if it does, I wouldn't be surprised if it did go straight to DVD and they brought it down
there.
a
Oh, they'll
little
probably
bit.
make 13 sequels.
Yeah, somehow. Yeah, and they'll all go to.
And the gators will look shittier in each
Yeah.
version.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of them pool floaties next. I give it a matinee, by the way.
Yeah, I would give it a high matinee. I think they do a lot of fun things with the concept. Like I like the fact that the actors are so dedicated to this. You can tell that they're having fun with the material. This is a fun movie, and it's a great palate cleanser for a summer. This, as I told Corey in text, that's been inundated with disappointing sequels and remakes.
yeah.
Go see this. It's a refreshing take on a creature feature. High matinee.
Yeah. I'd probably a little bit below you, but matinee for me. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun, people. It's and I come from the 70s and 80s where animal attack movies were a big thing.
Sure.
So this is kind of a throwback to that. Thanks for watching, everybody, and look at that. You made it to the end of the video, which means you want more. So hit that subscribe button. And also, you really love us, so you know you do want more of it. So you can find that over at doubletoasted.com, our main site. And over there, you'll find the long version of this video, along with the live streams that we do almost every night of the week. Support us at our store, dtmerch.com. Get some stuff over there. And if nothing else, stay toasty.